Just apply a dark concealer and set it with a stunning shimmer to create the most gorgeous fall look. Hi everyone, it's Smitha. Welcome back. The festive season has just begun and I'm going to show you a super easy look that'll completely transform your face. And the best part is you're just using one eyeshadow and one shimmer to create this most gorgeous look. I always like to start by cleansing my face before I do any kind of makeup. All I do is use some micellar water with a cotton pad and go around my face. This is a routine that I follow with every single makeup look. I'm starting with the Tatcha serum stick to hydrate my skin, and I'm also going to use it as a primer before I apply makeup on my face. This is going to smooth out my skin and also form that tacky layer so the makeup adheres to it and becomes long lasting. Now that my skin is prepped, I'm going to be using the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Gel Tint in the shade 8. I really enjoy the skin tint because it's easy to blend and it simply melts into my skin. It leaves you with that dewy look, as you can see, but it's not greasy or oily. It's like your skin, but just a better version. It also lasts a really long time, and this is such a beautiful, natural, buildable skin tint. Don't forget to bring it down to your neck as well. For concealer, I'm going to be using the Estee Lauder Double Wear in the shade 3N. This is a super thick concealer, so even without color correcting, I'm able to cover up my dark circles. I'm going to apply and let it sit till it gets a little bit tacky before I blend it out to get more coverage. And while this is drying up, I'm going to use a deeper shade of concealer to contour. This is in the shade 6C. I'm applying it to the usual places like under my cheekbones, my forehead, my jawline, as well as to contour my nose. And I'm going to quickly blend everything out. This concealer has a very creamy blend texture that provides excellent coverage without feeling heavy or cakey. One thing about this concealer is it dries down quick, so you don't necessarily need powder to set it, and it gives you beautiful coverage. And now that that concealer is a little bit tacky, I'm going to quickly blend that out. I also decided to highlight the high planes of my face using this concealer because I'm going for that very highlighted as well as bronzed up look today. Now, as you can see, this is a beautiful full coverage matte concealer, especially when you have dark circles. It's hard to find a concealer for mature under eyes that doesn't end up creasing. This concealer does a great job of covering up everything without settling in the fine lines. Now to set my face, I'm going to be using the One Size Blurring Setting Powder. I'm going to start by setting underneath my eyes and around my nose because that's where I crease first. And then with the residue that's left on the brush, I'm going to set the rest of the face. And then I'm going to take it a step further by baking my face. I'm going for that very matte, a true fall look today. So I'm going to add a lot of structure to my face, have those bright under eyes, and that's why I'm baking now. And I'm going to let it bake while I finish up my eye makeup, and then we can dust off that excess powder. For brows, I'm going to be using one of the OGs, one of my favorites. This is the Precisely My Brow from Benefit in the shade 4.5. I'm first using the spoolie in the back to brush my hair downward so I can clearly see on top and fill in the sparse areas. And then again, I'm going to use the spoolie to brush my brow hair upward so I can clearly see at the bottom to fill in the sparse areas. But I did find a stray hair, so we have to pluck that first. This pencil is so pigmented, and because it has that micro fine tip, it's very easy to draw those hair-like strokes, and it makes your brows look very natural while filling everything in. Using some concealer, I'm going to clean up underneath the brows, and when you do this, your brows look sharp and clean. That obviously completely transformed my brows. For eye makeup, I'm going to begin with applying the deeper shade of concealer as a base for my eyeshadows. As you all know, I usually use a lighter shade of concealer, but today I'm going to go with that deeper shade to get that sultry smoky eye. This is a fabulous way to get your eyeshadows to look more intense by starting with a deeper base. I'm going to quickly spread it out with a flat fluffy brush, and then from the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes palette, I'm going to set this concealer with this deeper shade of brown. I'm lightly dabbing it over the concealer to set it quickly, just like you would do with a lighter shade of concealer where you're using a translucent powder to set it. Just like that, I'm using this deeper shade of brown to set the deeper shade of concealer. And then I'm going to softly blend out the edges so it flows beautifully into my skin tone. Take your time to do this so you get that seamless transition. The softer the look in the edges, the more stunning your smoky eye will look. And then with a smaller flat brush, I'm going to smoke this out in my lower lash line as well. Using a lighter matte shade, I'm going to clean up underneath the brows just to make it pop a little bit more. Using the Urban Decay Moon Dust eyeshadow in Space Cowboy, I'm going to lightly go over my lids. I'm going to focus this right in the center of the lid and softly start transitioning it to the edges. And then I'm going to keep on layering till I'm happy with the intensity. And I'm also going to make it a little bit more intense in the inner corner. And then using the Milk Makeup Infinity Long Lasting Liner, I'm going to line both my bottom as well as top lashes. Again, I'm tight lining and keeping it very close to the lashes because I don't want to take away from this stunning eyeshadow. We have a little bit of fallout, so I'm going to dust off that excess powder. And because we applied that powder, you can see that it didn't really stain my base makeup. For mascara, I'm going to be using the Lancome Tint Eagle, which is one of the best selling mascaras. I love the wand. It's curved so it gives you length as well as curl as well as volume. I'm going to lightly coat both my top as well as bottom lashes before I use these self-adhesive lashes from Lily Lashes in Money Maker. That was easy enough. Just one matte eyeshadow and one shimmer to get this gorgeous look for any special occasion or for the holidays. Now let's finish up the rest of the look. For blush, I'm going to be using the One Size Cheek Clapper in Growly Pop, which is actually a pretty intense blush. I'm just going to be using the matte blush that's right in the center. And the way I apply my blush is first higher up to lift my cheekbones. And then I slowly transition it onto the apples of my cheeks just to get that healthy glow. I also decided to use highlighter today. It's been a while, but I just wanted to add a little bit. This is the Cookie Highlighter from Benefit Cosmetics, and I'm going to be using it on the high planes of my face. I also like to apply it in my brow bones. I think it looks absolutely stunning. It's my favorite part of applying the highlighter around my brows. On my lips, I'm going to start with this lip liner by Makeup Forever in Full Scale Rust. And I'm using it in the borders and lightly shading it inward. So when I apply my lipstick, everything will blend beautifully. And to fill in my lips, I'm using the Lancome Lip Idle Hydrating Lip Gloss. This is in the shade Idle Nude. This is a stunning lip gloss and it's so comfortable on the lips. Just look at that color. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to quickly change and be right back. And here is the finished look. I love the way this turned out. I almost feel like I'm getting straight out of Dubai bling. It's so polished and elevated with seamless contouring. And that eye makeup is to die for. And that beautiful lip color to pair with it. Chef's kiss. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so comment below and let me know. And would you try this look? If you did, my socials are listed in the description box below, so make sure you tag me so I can come by and say hello. I've listed all of the products that I used in the description box right below this video, and there's a huge Sephora sale going on if you want to grab anything. If you're new here, please consider subscribing to watch more videos like these, and if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to thumbs up. I love you guys so much, and I will see you soon with a brand new one. Bye guys.